Gavin Newsom has a major problem. A new and formidable enemy has emerged in Gavin's fight to take California from one of the most gerrymandered states in history to by far the most gerrymandered state in history. And this is a major issue because Gavin has staked his entire political career on this move. You know, completely destroying democracy in the name of Trump bad. And this new thorn in his side has made him more desperate than ever to see this thing through and not get absolutely humiliated. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel, but let's start by showing you just how desperate Gavin Newsom is right now. So that was from yesterday at the totally not billionaire funded and organized, completely grassroots, spontaneous and organic No Kings protest, where I'm totally sure hundreds of random people spontaneously gathered on the beach and decided we should spell out vote yes to Prop 50 and immediately snap into perfect synchronization to spell it out with a rotating American flag. Yeah, totally natural, totally not paid for. But Gavin Newsom, who I kid you not, just vetoed a bill to increase the budget for fire prevention in California, even though half of Los Angeles just burnt to the ground due to severe underfunding and lack of fire preparedness, has earmarked tens of millions of dollars to fund his vanity project to completely annihilate all Republican representation in California. And that doesn't include the tens of millions of dollars he's already budgeted to Trump-proof California, on top of the other untold millions of dollars to provide free legal representation to illegal aliens. And this desperation is being fueled by his newest opponent convincing Californians to vote no. Let's see who it is.
It's the governor versus the governator in California TV ads.
Vote no on Proposition 50.
Voting is already underway.
In a battle that will largely redefine Governor Gavin Newsom's future and former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's legacy.
California will be very unique and very independent.
In 2010, 61% of California voters agreed with then-Governor Schwarzenegger and created an independent citizen commission to draw California's congressional lines, taking that power away from politicians.
We must terminate gerrymandering.
Ever since, Schwarzenegger has traveled the country, asking other states to do the same. This year, Texas Republicans went a different way, redrawing their districts mid-decade, hoping to add 5 more Republican seats to the U.S. House.
They fired the first shot, Texas.
Governor Newsom is now asking California voters to approve Proposition 50, which would replace the congressional map drawn by the state's Independent Redistricting Commission with this map drawn by Democrats that seeks to add 5 Democratic House seats.
So California, a state that is 40% Republican, only has 9 Republican congressmen out of 52 total. In California, only 9 of their 52 seats in the House are held by Republicans, despite 40% of the population voting Republican. So their independent commission is already receiving an F grade in the fairness category, but now they want to knock it down from only 9 seats to 4 seats. And they have the audacity to be mad that the Supreme Court is going to stop the racist gerrymandering that they enjoy in red states while simultaneously engaging in extreme partisan gerrymandering in their states. The entire reason the Democrat Party exists at all is because they've gerrymandered themselves into relevancy. But listen to the governor slam Newsom and say this isn't about fighting for democracy. This is about greedy politicians trying to get more power.
This is a scam.
Schwarzenegger's only TV interview on this topic was with CNN in September, after posting this to social media: F the politicians, terminate gerrymandering.
It's a big mistake. 2 wrongs don't make a right. It's that simple.
Were you able to convince him?
No, I wasn't looking to convince him.
In this August interview with Fox 11 Los Angeles, I was first to report about a meeting this summer between Newsom and Schwarzenegger talking Prop 50.
I want him to know that we're maintaining it. And I also want him to know if we are not successful with this, there'll be no independent redistricting in this country.
He says that it is temporary. You don't buy what Governor Newsom's saying?
Of course not. Look, I've sat there in Sacramento. I've listened to the politicians for 7 years. They are not interested in giving any power to the people.
The Democrats try to project their insecurities onto the Republicans and say they're only doing this because they're afraid they're going to lose the midterms. The will of the people is not on their side. But if they truly believed that, if they really thought they were the popular ones here, they would think the will of the people would be so overwhelming. Their voice and their vote would be so significant that no amount of Republican gerrymandering could stop what was coming. They wouldn't have to compromise their moral high ground of, we believe in fair maps, we believe in representation and democracy. But they don't. They don't believe that Trump is a dictator. They don't believe what Texas is doing is illegal and unconstitutional. They believed they were going to be the only ones to engage in undemocratic, partisan gerrymandering, and the Republicans, bound by principle, would never do it back to them. And they're choosing to do it back to them at a time where the Democrats are on their heels. They are historically unpopular. They keep getting embarrassed by Donald Trump. It's like when you lie, you have two options: come clean and admit that you were lying, or double down on the lie and commit to perpetually lying. And instead of the Democrats coming out and saying, hey, we got a little carried away, Trump isn't Hitler, we just strongly disagree with what he's doing and he got under our skin, they decided to double down because their base had already committed to the lie. They already internalized the lie. They cut off family members and friends because of the lie. They shoulder an enormous amount of confusion and anxiety and fear and anger because of the lie. They've made their entire personality revolve around the lie. And to admit that they are wrong is a damning, world-shattering indictment on themselves. Gavin Newsom will simultaneously go on podcasts and say, I don't think we're going to have elections in 2028, while simultaneously obviously preparing to run as a Democrat in 2028. And even Californians are admitting that this move is to gain popularity with the radical base going into the 2028 elections. Watch.
What are the stakes of Prop 50?
Yeah, I mean, the stakes are enormous.
Ron Brownstein is a longtime California political watcher. He says Prop 50 passing could boost Democrat chances to win back the House in 26, and Newsom's potential pursuit of the Democratic presidential nomination in 28.
Democratic voters see him as not only being willing, but able to push back against Trump.
Imagine the cognitive dissonance you have to possess as a Democrat to accept the premise that Trump is a threat to democracy, so in response, we're going to completely destroy democracy to fight back. And that's why Arnold called this out for what it is. It's a cover for politicians to seize more power and control. Democrats don't care about fair representation. They care about control. And that's why it's perfectly justifiable timing for the Republican states to finally give themselves an equal and fair advantage. We saw what Democrat governing looked like under Biden's administration. We cannot allow that again. We cannot just maintain the status quo. The current Democrat Party, as it is, cannot be anywhere close to power. Their ideology is violent. It is destructive. It is harmful. It is anti-American to the core. And we're no longer going to sit back and let them enjoy their unfair advantage in the name of social justice when the party hates everything that we stand for. You may tolerate a roommate not paying rent, but you're not going to tolerate a roommate not paying rent and also trying to set the house on fire. But let's hear how Republican voters in California feel about Gavin Newsom erasing their representation to basically zero.
These are the 5 Republican members of the House who Democrats are targeting with the new map. Among them, Ken Calvert, a congressmember from California's Inland Empire since 1993.
We're in the city of Corona, which is now represented by Calvert, and Republicans we talked to here are not thrilled at the possibility of being represented by a Democrat.
As a Republican, I don't like that. And it would be the same. I mean, if I were a Democrat, I would want my district to represent me.
No, it's absolutely no. And I have a big sign on my yard.
We find a different view in Venice Beach, one of the most Democratic areas in the state.
I want somewhere where we have a little bit more balance.
I'm very much against gerrymandering. And yet, what are we to do when they've locked up the Supreme Court?
We can't sit back and talk nicely. We've got to roll up our sleeves and fight. So yes on Prop 50.
Newsom and Schwarzenegger both told me that they still have a cordial, respectful relationship. They just have a disagreement on this particular issue.
Go back and listen to what that older Democrat lady said and just take in the profundity of it. She hates the idea of gerrymandering, but is completely fine with what Gavin Newsom's doing. She's compromised all her values because she's internalized the lie that Donald Trump is a dictator. And no wonder so many Democrats are walking around mad and depressed and miserable. Their obeisance and commitment to opposing Donald Trump is forcing them to live in contradiction with everything they believe. And rightfully, that is creating tons of internal conflict and angst. Not necessarily because they're mad at Donald Trump, they're mad that Trump is forcing them to live in a way that is completely contradictory to who they are, and they've constructed their personality around a falsehood that I'm pretty sure deep down they even know is a lie. It's the same thing with the trans ideology. No matter how many surgeries you get or how many hormones you take, you still have that little nagging voice at the back of your brain that tells you you are a man, not a woman. No matter how many other people around you tell you that you're a woman, you yourself know it's not true. And when you live every day in denial with extreme internal conflict, it's no mystery why they remain confused and depressed and resentful. But conniving and manipulative politicians like Gavin Newsom know this, and they don't care. The complete erosion of people's sanity is a worthy expense for their political gain. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.